Yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy Airfire, and today I'm bringing you a video that I never really thought I would make. In fact, I never thought I'd start making YouTube content for Smash, but here I am, doing that, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it, and it's a hobby. You know, I'm not trying to make it into a job, none of that. I enjoy making videos, I enjoy Smash, the two just happen to collide. I've had such an incredible year being part of the Smash community that I wanted to make a year in review video, which was kind of spurred on by Ho's post on Facebook of what our favourite moments in 2016 were. I'm just going to talk about the whole year because there's like so many things that I want to mention, and some of them will just be like, oh yeah, this happened, and some of them I'll go into real detail and depth and try and maybe tell a few stories. So let's talk about the end of 2015. So at the end of 2015, I was pretty set in at being part of the Smash community, and a few of us decided that we were going to get together and we were going to go to as many events as we could, like up and down the country. And we decided to call this little group Any Invasion. And as a Christmas present to everyone, I decided to make a short video about the Any Invasion. And it wasn't the best video because I was just getting back into video editing after not having done it for quite a long time. The clips weren't exactly amazing because back then we weren't actually that good players. We thought we were good, but we weren't that good. Apart from Dan and Genki, who've always been insane. And Matt's really stepped up now as well. But the video is pretty popular. It's got over 200 views, which for my channel is a popular video. And I'm happy about that, you know? And so the first event we went to was Battlefield Glasgow January, which is where... So for those of you who don't know, I've gone through quite a series of mains. I started as a Captain Falcon main, and then I played DDD for a while. After DDD, I played Mega Man, and this was in the Mega Man stage. And it was a straight bracket, and I went 0-2. And this was when the downfall of Mega Man started for me. I was like, I'm not having that much fun playing Mega Man, you know, blah blah blah. It's not really for me. I don't know who I'm gonna play, and that was fine. I was fine with that, but I knew something else was coming. I was fine with that, but it wasn't until DGH that I realised what was coming. And I got to DGH in February because DGH was originally set up by myself and Matthias as the saving Any in regards to tournaments, because we didn't have a lead TO anymore. The guy Corey, who's fantastic, he's a wonderful guy. He's stopped doing Smash things to pursue an actual adult life. He's not doing anything in the community anymore, which is a real shame, and I do miss him, and I'm sure other people miss him as well. But he did so much for the community, especially considering he's a Street Fighter player. The fact that he did so much for our community is truly incredible, and I will miss him. I genuinely will miss him. But that's why we started DGH. We ran the first tournament pretty well. The main problem with the first DGH was I was determined to get the stream working. The stream to me was coming before everything else, and that was a mistake. And if I had my time again, I would go back and change that. I would just run the tournament. And I played Mega Man for the majority of pools, and when I lost to everyone in pools, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go Cloud in AM bracket, because we were running AM bracket somehow magically. I don't know how we managed to run an AM bracket. I think more people from Any brought setups back then, which the fact that we have less setups now than we did then is... Sorry, we have less now. I said that right. We have less now than we did then. That just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, and I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to play Cloud. I'm just going to see what Cloud is like. And Cloud had been released for a little while. It was when I beat Craig at game, and a lot of people remember this moment, mainly because it was so shocking. It was even shocking for me, to be honest, but I'd always played Craig at the other events, and it had always been down to the wire, last hit, last stock, and I was struggling. And then Ambracket of DGH came around, and I 3-stocked him game 1. I think it did go to game 3, but then I readapted and like 2-stocked him game 2. Game 3, sorry. I popped off, like, because Craig was the big boss for me, you know. He was like my rival because he'd always done better than me, and I wanted to beat him. I wanted to beat him so badly, and I did it. And that's when I decided that I was going to main Cloud. And that was kind of a good decision, considering I then, the following week, went to B6, which was my first out of England, well, out of UK event. You know, it was the first time travelling abroad. It was myself and B Little were the only people from any to go from the Smash 4 scene. Ook and Dearbound from Melee. Oh, and Draz and Scroll and Tet. And maybe a couple of the other NE guys that I'm just like flubbing on their names. Went, but they're from the Melee side, not from the Smash 4 side. But yeah, it was just me and Jamie. We did really well in dubs, actually, at B6. We took multiple games off of people, off of like big... I think we even took a set off of Greg's and Pika for Life. Not a set, a game off of Greg's and Pika for Life, which is, thinking about it now, is mind-boggling, to be honest. But yeah, that, and in singles, I think I won 1 set in pools, maybe 2, 1 or 2 sets, and yeah, 1 or 2 sets in pools, which for me was pretty good, and I was pretty happy with that fact. So B6 was a real eye-opener, and it was also the first time that I met GP, which was an incredible experience. He's now one of my closest friends in the Smash community. I really enjoy talking to him about the game and about life in general, and I'd like to think if Smash weren't to continue, I'd keep in contact with him, you know. A few weeks pass by and DGH2 runs around, and that was a really well run event, if I do say so myself. I think we ran that event as well as we possibly could, and it showed. You know, we had so many people turn up, and we just took it. By this time, B Little had joined the team, which was really great. We just rocked it, you know, and Whammy got 3rd, 4th, 3rd. I think he lost to Martin in losers finals. Martin lost to Genki in grands. So that was cool, and I was continuing maining Cloud. I was pretty happy with that. Blah blah blah. And then the highlights rolled around. And the highlights are actually a really popular video. They have over 500 views, which is insane, and actually is my favourite video of the year. If I was to look at my year in review, that would be the high point for me. It would be the point where I go, actually, this is a really good video. I'm really proud of it. And that was when I knew that I wanted to continue running tournaments with Matt and Jamie. And then Whammy, because we decided to add Whammy not as a organizer but as a player for DGH. I had to go home for some surgery and also, I guess, for Easter, right? April. I was there for Who is the Best 4, and I'd been in Essex, the Essex Discord, for a little while, interacted with them, all of this sort of stuff. When O2 in bracket, that happened. We don't talk about that anymore. I had sleep johns kind of, and Surgery Johns, but you know, whatever. So that was fine, and it was nice to finally meet some of the Essex guys who I still talk to today. Afterwards was Fragsock 3, and Fragsock 3 was my first good placing, hallelujah, after nearly, it would have been 8 months, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. 8 months of playing the game, I finally placed well at an event called Fragsock, where I placed 9th out of 52 entrants, I think, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. The pools were relatively easy, but, that happens. But to get 9th, I'm pretty happy. And considering that I lost a toughie in losers, who at the time, he was at the top of his game at that time, he ended up placing 3rd at that event, so losing to him was no shame at all, and I'm really happy with that performance and can't wait to place like that again, actually. Then in May, I was officially done with university. I was done with all of my deadlines, and I started streaming. And that was an incredible experience. It was a wonderful experience, like learning how to stream, setting up OBS, getting a layout sorted, which I still use today, although I need to get rid of the Luigi. Or maybe just get a new overlay, maybe. All of that sort of stuff is amazing. Got money for a Monster Cat music license. I still use Monster Cat music to this day. I still listen to it all the time. And I'm going to be using it for a couple of videos that I'm thinking of next year. And then at the end of this streaming week was the beginning of June, where I went to Smash Dash 5, which was my first Smash Dash. And I think I was the only person from any to go, if I remember rightly, which was quite a nice experience. It was quite nice just to get to know the Manchester people, and I would never turn it back. I'd never ask someone to come with me because it helped me a lot. That's really good. And I still love the Manchester and Grimsby lot, because Grimsby isn't Manchester, but they do turn up to every Manchester event, so shoutouts to Grim. I miss you guys, and can't wait to see you at Beast, probably. Hopefully, please. I mean, I'm going. My flights are booked, my hotel's booked. I'm confirmed for the event, and I think they're all confirmed for the event and booked their flights and hotel as well. So let's just hope nothing out of the blue happens. Then came the first Airfire vlog, which, if you don't know, was basically we kept on having the same argument in any Facebook group chat, and it was starting to annoy me. And I just decided to make a video about it to cut all the drama out and just be like, look, this is where I stand on this, because I think some communication is being missed between what I'm typing and what you're reading. I think there's a physical disconnect, which is fine, but that's where I stood. And it has, as recording of this video, 155 views, which is pretty good. And I'm glad that I started making vlogs, because I now really enjoy making vlogs, and so I'm glad that those arguments happened. I then travelled back up to Newcastle after moving down to Essex for summer. I travelled back up to Newcastle for DGH 3.5. Which was an amazing event. It was actually an incredible event, although I fell asleep for a large portion of it. it was an amazing event, and we had tons of fun. We had the most setups. We ran the bracket really well. Pools went really well. Just everything was good. I actually took a game off Toast. I remember that now. I took a game off Toast at 3.5. Man, Toast got good quick, you know. And then we all went out and got drunk, and I got stuck in a stripper cage, which we won't mention, we won't talk about right now. Maybe I'll make a full video on the escapades of the DGH 3.5 night out, featuring Moke, Magi, Frog, B Little, Muck Duck, and your boy Effa. So that was July. Then August was my first DBZ. It was DBZ 14, and I was still maining Cloud, and I was starting to get a bit annoyed with maining Cloud. I was not settling into Cloud. I felt like I should be improving, but I shouldn't have been improving, because I wasn't putting work in, because I wasn't enjoying playing the game unless I was in tournament. So I wasn't practicing, and because I wasn't practicing, I wasn't improving, blah, blah, blah. The whole practice makes perfect fallacy. Well, I just wasn't doing it. And that's why I didn't place well at DBZ. Well, I haven't placed well at any of the DBZ 14. Any of the DBZs. So that was DBZ 14. I think I lost to everyone in pools, which I might have won one set, actually, but I was pretty disappointed in myself for that. I thought I could have performed a lot better. And then Syndicate happened. And a lot of you probably remember the Syndicate video, because it wasn't too long ago. And it doesn't feel that long ago, actually. Whereas, Syndicate doesn't feel that long ago, but Battlefield Glasgow January feels like 3 years ago, whereas it feels like Syndicate was just last week. Yeah, you probably remember what happened at Syndicate, and it was when I really decided that I couldn't main Cloud anymore. I just couldn't do it to myself. Which is why I decided for DGH 6, I was going to go up to B Little's the week before, I think I turned up on the Saturday before, and just boot camp. We just boot camped the entire week. I found my character, hopefully. No, fingers crossed I don't swap character again. That would be great. It could happen, I suppose, but let's hope not, yeah, because I'm enjoying Lucas, I'm enjoying the game, and that's what's important. The boot camp was amazing. So many of us leveled up, so many of us improved and learnt new things, and I fully learnt Lucas in a week. Well, I learnt Lucas for the most part. I can't say I've fully learnt Lucas, because nobody has fully learnt Lucas. In fact, I don't think anyone has learnt any characters to their full potential yet. And then I went to DGH 6, and I made it out pools, and I got double eliminated by both Whammy and Tuffy, which sucked, but, I was really close to beating Tuffy, and I was really proud of how I played against Whammy, so whatever, that's life. Just hopefully next time I can take the W over Tuffy, maybe. And then I went to DBZ 15, and DBZ 15 wasn't that stacked. It was hard for someone who's as low a seed as me, but it wasn't like mega stacked. But DBZ 15 is where I went on a little bit of a tear. I took stocks off GP, I took a game off Rambos, I beat everybody else in my pool except Pekoyama, who destroyed me. And so that was when I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do this Lucas thing. And then I lost the ability to practice. So basically, if you don't know, there used to be, up here, there used to be a television. But that television had like a 4 MS, more than 4, had like an 8 MS response time. And sucked to practice on, if I'm honest. It was awful to practice on, so I couldn't practice because I refused to play on the gamepad because I played on the gamepad for 16 hours when I was travelling to Beast, and I just decided that I could not do that anymore. I'm missing a kickstart. I missed a kickstart on this list. I've got a list of notes of what events I've been to, and I went to another kickstart, but I can't remember which one it was or when I went to it. But that's fine. I did go to another kickstart. Mentioning Kickstart 13 is the time when I decided to drop Melee. And I don't think I've said anything about it apart from maybe in any group chat. In fact, definitely in the any group chat. I just want to be a spectator for Melee. I love the game. I think the game is amazing, but I don't have the time to dedicate to it. I don't have the dedication to get good. And I love watching the game. I was watching Melee today at work, but I'm not dedicated enough, and rather than getting frustrated that I'm not improving, I might as well just spectate, and I'll still go to Melee events because I do genuinely love watching the game, but I can't play the game seriously anymore, which is a shame because I do enjoy the game, but sometimes it's just best to take a step back. And maybe I'll come back to it in the future. Maybe at some point in the future I'll have the time for it again, but that time is not now. Right, moving on to Smash Zilla 5. Smash Zilla 5 happened. I drove up with GP. The video wasn't that long ago, so I can't really go into too much detail. I have got a video being prepared in my free time by myself. I'm preparing a video. I managed to get some interviewing about the good old days with GP done. The glory days of Brawl and the early days of Smash 4, which I think is going to be really interesting. It's going to be a really interesting set of videos, and so I hope all of you look forward to that. But yeah, that was Smash Zilla 5 happened. I didn't play particularly well. I wasn't really on point. I wasn't really feeling it. The only set I felt like I played... There was 2 sets where I felt like I played really well, and that was versus Cobb, LC Cobb, who's a Lucina main, and versus Scales, and we went 2-1 to him. And I played really well in those sets, and the rest of the sets I played like trash. So that was Smash Zilla 5. Extreme Smash 8 I went to because I couldn't go to SD because I was starting my new job. That happened. And then DBZ 17, which I haven't spoken about yet, which I suppose I'll talk about now. DBZ 17 was an incredible event. Really well ran, considering they hit entrance caps for both singles and doubles. I played like trash in singles. I was just having a bad day. I was just having an off day, and I was tired, and it just wasn't meant to be on that day. And in singles, I played really well. I got Fireball Fair. I played Mario in dubs. I got Fireball Fair on ZHT, and we got ZHT and OG to a 2v1, and Mike SD'd because he went to bouncing fish back to stage and charged needles, and then didn't Ed, I don't know even how you get out of Sheik needle charge in the middle of the air. He SD'd, and then I got hit by a Randy F smash. So that sucked. And we also played Aperture and Dion. And I think if we'd gone double Mario from the beginning versus Aperture and Dion, because we started as Lucas Mario, and I was like, hold up, Mario. And that went a lot better. Mike almost made a 2v1 comeback versus Dion and Aperture. And then something happened and he died. I don't even remember what happened. I think he got pivot grabbed or something. But sometimes you just miss the read. So that was 2016. It's been a long year. It's been a really long year, but I wouldn't have it any other way because it was incredible. It was genuinely an incredible year, and I had such an amazing time just being part of the Smash community, and I can't wait to do it again in 2017. So, in regards to 2017, what are my plans? DGHs, I'm going to be in less of attendance. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to come to every other DGH. That's my current plan. I should be at every single DBZ, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Apart from that, I have Beast 6, as I already mentioned earlier in the video. That is booked, as in hotel, flights, everything is planned and booked. Then, also today, I spoke to my manager at work, and it turns out that hype spotting falls on Easter weekend. So I can travel up on the Friday and come back down on the Monday. So hype spotting 6 is a very likely possibility for me. Also if they run another syndicate this year, I'm definitely going to try and make it to the next syndicate. Also want to make it to a PPT when they decide to start running 3 stock again instead of 2 stock. Why would you run 2 stock? I don't understand. And yeah, Albion 2. Albion 2 has been leaked. Well, not leaked, but I suppose everyone saw it coming, really. But Eve mentioned it to Zero on Twitter, and I am going to be there 100%. There is no way I'm missing Albion this year after what an amazing event it looked last year. So that's 2016 in review and 2017 in a preview. 5 sets of events that I'm going to be trying to get to, so you know how to find me. If you don't know, go and follow me on Twitter. I tweet every time I register for something on SmashGG. I always share it. So, and also if you're my friend on Facebook, 9 times out of 10 I mention when I register for an event on SmashGG. But anyway, this has been a 30-minute video, which is rather long. So, and I've been talking for all that time, and this isn't my first take at the video, so I'm gonna sign off now. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week. It's been lovely catching up with you all. Leave any comments or suggestions down below. And yeah, that's been it. I hope you enjoyed. I'll catch you on the flip side, everybody. Bye, guys.